everybody, welcome back to the D4 Network.
What's going on? What's going on?
I'm not Cory, as you can see.
Mutiny!
I'm Cory.
Mutiny!
There's Cory.
Hi.
There's some guy. You know him. Robot over there.
Hi.
Not a person.
Sweet. So, as you can tell, this is not Tales of Aneria. It's a special little one-shot we're doing here.
Maybe.
So this is the Bronze Battalion, as you may have heard us reference in other videos. Talked about characters that we love so much.
Old stories.
Old stories.
War stories.
Mm-hmm.
Good stories, bad stories.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully mostly good.
My favorite stories.
You know, there was also time
Time
screwery
shenanigans.
in that one too.
Yep.
That's where it really all started.
Yeah.
That's when we
In
realized we
honor-
could play with time.
Your
No.
character will now be changing.
Oh,
So you are a halfling
no!
with a 6 strength score. So
6.
good luck.
And you're
Oh.
a chronergy wizard.
Scott had a dream that you told everybody that they had to re-roll any stat that was above
Higher than 10.
and he went,
I was
nope,
like,
I'm
nope,
out.
never mind, I'm out.
You know what, Scott?
Not that evil.
and we can cut this, but I was actually thinking of you when I was recording my Will Wheaton build today.
And
As I was doing like the final thoughts, I was like, you know, like this build isn't just for Will Wheaton. It's for anybody who feels like, you know, they have exceptionally bad luck or like that really bad rolls kind of like take the fun out of the game for them. Like this is great because like it just does consistent damage all the time and you don't even have to roll to see if you hit. It just works, you know? And I was like, Scott would really like this.
That's why I took magic missiles, just because I'm like, you know what? Having a bad day, I'm just going to magic missile everything.
Everything
From here on out.
Well, that's what this is. It's basically Magic Missile and Cloud of Daggers, both of which like just do damage, no roll required, and like trying to
Right.
find a way to like
Damage all
make
the
them
time.
really good and strong. And anyway,
Well, the crazy thing is, we had an old group a long time ago that we had one guy that was as cursed as Will Wheaton was. Like he had the worst luck.
Oh, yeah.
And now that we don't play with him anymore, I think that I have absorbed that curse.
Did you lend him dice because it's transferable?
I forgot to carry the old woman up the hill, or some ancestor
now
did.
She just went, bad rolls.
Now all your dice.
life and in game.
You gotta take all like 60 things of dice now. You gotta go bless them at Gygax's grave or something.
Yep. Yeah.
It's the only way to cleanse.
Well,
Greater
Bronze
dice
Battalion,
restoration.
Yeah.
the story, there's really not a ton you need to know. There's a lot of good stuff, but there's really just some finer points you should know.
Mm-hmm.
So for the story so far,
Something. We'll have like do a wipe in from that side or something.
actually, don't leave
Just leave
leave
it
all
like
of
this.
that. in.
Yeah, okay.
All of that in.
Him saying,
He's gonna go like
And now
this,
just
I'm
cut.
gonna-
Hello, weary traveler. Have a seat. What will you be drinking? A nice honey mead? A dragonfire whiskey? Ah, perhaps something a bit more exotic. Well, it's a slow day, so let me regale you with the story of the Bronze Battalion. Well, there's a lot to the story, but let me tell you all the stuff you should know. You see, this here establishment is their go-to watering hole. Probably on account of it being across the street from their headquarters, but hey, I'm not complaining. They've raised many a glass here, both in celebration and in remembrance. It all starts with a caravan escort job. You see, Dwarven brothers Turgan and Durgan Steelshatter were hired to protect and escort some cargo. After handily beating back a bandit raid, they realized they worked well with the other caravan guards, Elizabeth Ori and Anye Darksong, and thus the Bronze Battalion was formed. Well, first there were forms and acquiring real estate and legal issues, etc., etc. But Turgan, or as we call him, Sarge, became the head of the thing. Durgan, his brother, was a pacifist on account of his goddess. Eliza, she was a creepy little thing, a bit too obsessed with death and the balance of it all. Anye was an elven outcast and a bounty hunter, looking to prove himself worthy to come back home. And then there was Anye, fearsome little pirate queen. Although to be fair, I've never seen her on a ship before. Then again, I don't really go on many ships, so... anyways, the ragtag group started making a name for themselves. Eventually, they had their first big job. Word of the Bronze Battalion had reached the ears of the honorable and scholarly Lord Abraxas. He had been funding an archaeological expedition. The goal was to find the Eye of Ostra, a long-lost gem said to have been lost to time. I said lost 2 times there, didn't I? Well, it was lost. Abraxas had lost contact with his crew at the dig site and hired the Bronze Battalion to travel there in person to see what was going on. They were supposed to seek out a Lord Vesserin, Abraxas' right-hand man on the job. They headed deep into the forest and found nothing but corpses and some crew infected with a disease, which later they named Tomb Touch. Caused the skin to go hard as a rock and the mind to desire violence. The excavation team unearthed an ancient tomb. The Bronze Battalion headed in, defeating all the creatures within, and found the Eye of Ostra. On the way out, they were ambushed by our little Lord Vesserin and his thugs. He took the Eye of Ostra and escaped. The Bronze Battalion left with no choice but to return to Lord Abraxas empty-handed and bearing the bad news of death and betrayal. Well, surprisingly, Lord Abraxas wasn't that surprised. He had been suspecting his partner for a while. He sent the battalion on a handful of fact-finding missions, and they started discovering some unsavory information about a cult known as the Deathstalkers. It appears that Vesserin was somehow in charge of this whole thing. They were aiming to gather 3 items to complete a ritual. They needed the Eye of Ostra, the Book of the Dead, and the skull of a Dagon. Once they had that, they could open the door to primordial leviathans, who apparently promised Vesserin power in return. You know, typical bad guy motives. Kind of cliche if you ask me. Anyways, the Bronze Battalion dug too deep too quickly and soon found themselves in boiling hot water. The conspiracy ran deep, and the captain of the city guard, Grindel Runa, was helping Vesserin run the damn thing. She organized a hit on Lord Abraxas and planned on framing it on Sarge. Well, she made a grave mistake. That horn she'd always seen Sarge carrying around, well, she figured that would easily tie him to the crime. So, she stole it. However, she didn't count on that being the singular most important thing Sarge carried with him from his past. He hunted her high and low for the horn, and eventually crossed paths with that crooked city guard. Well, she did not live to see the end of the night. The assassination attempt was already in motion, but the battalion was able to stop it in the nick of time, Anye saving Abraxas himself from the assassin's blade. They all decided it was time to go on the proactive. They would find the items before the Deathstalkers did. Not to gloss over all the good parts, but they survived the sewers, some monsters, a bunch of other things, and then they sailed halfway across the sea, and right all in the middle of it, Anye was welcomed back home with his elves. Luckily, he brought a friend in the big and brawny Aander. Well, long story short, in their attempts to collect the items, they actually led the Deathstalkers right to them, and the ritual started. After trying to destroy the skull of a Dagon, they awoken one of the blasted sea creatures. The ritual began and rifts formed in the sky. Primordial beasts started pouring through. The Bronze Battalion found themselves in the crosshairs of the Dagon fighting these primordial invaders, all while trying to stop Vesserin and his cult. Down to the last resources and on the verge of death, Eliza grabbed the ritual items and flew through one of the portals. I don't know how Eliza knew how to navigate, but she traveled directly to her goddess, the Raven Queen. The Dark Mistress promised Eliza a second chance, but it would cost her. She agreed, and in a flash before she could protest, the Raven Queen, desiring balance in life and death, exchanged her and Anye's lives. Eliza awoke weeks earlier in Waterdeep, covered in blood. She rushed to the headquarters to find everyone there ready to head out to check in on what was going on at that excavation site. No one seemed to remember Anye or what had happened before. After some confused discussions and a lot of persuasion, they agreed that Eliza must have doubled back on the timeline to do things differently. Not to cut out the good parts again, but after some more fact-finding and looking into the cult, they found them holed up in a mine outside of a small dusty town. On this timeline, the cult had been a lot more successful in finding the artifacts and were getting ready to begin their ritual. The artifacts had caused Vesserin to become entangled and entwined with his other cult leaders. Their bodies and minds, Vesser and Korvax and Grindelruna, all merged and mangled into one cursed beast. They called themselves the Unholy Trinity. The battle was glorious and down to the wire again, but this time, the Battalion found themselves on top. They defeated the Deathstalkers and saved the whole Kraken world. See, nobody knows on account of the time loop shenanigans, but Durgan, in his drunkenness, has told me this tale at least 12 times. Anyways, it wasn't all sunshine and daisies, though. The Raven Queen offered Eliza one more deal. Trade back the places. Give Anye back his life, but the cost would be her own. An eternal servitude to the Raven Queen. She, of course, agreed. Anye snapped back to life and Eliza crossed over the veil. However, the blasted Queen of Death put Anye somewhere. Not here. He's alive, but no one knows where. Well, fast forward a few months and the Bronze Battalion be off slaying dragons and reclaiming homelands. Sarge claimed back an ancestral dwarven home and took on the new clan name of Frostshatter. Can you believe it? This lowly old tavern keep is now friends with the Kraken King of Dwarves. Ha ha ha. Anyways, raise a toast to the Bronze Battalion, the heroes the world didn't even know they needed. Cheers.
And we're back.
All right.
I feel
That
like a
was
newscaster
seamless.
with my
Yeah.
stack of notes.
What is in the news today, good sir?
What is in
10
the
minutes.
All right, well, I'll tell you.
I still want an Ant-Man, and then they went with, and they did this.
A recap.
Or Olaf.
All right. A shadow stirs deep within the bowels of a castle dungeon. The unused cell doors slam shut as it passes. A cold chill slowly creeps in the path behind it, frosting metal surfaces. Manacles rattle and shake as it slithers along the cold stone floor. The shadow bends around a spiral staircase and up into the main hall. It hides in the alcoves and darkened corners, avoiding the gaze of castle patrons. They react only to a sudden chill down their spine. The gloom bends around door frames, moving as though it knows its way. It slithers under a small gap between the floor and a closed chamber door. It slides across the bearskin rug, wraps itself up the wooden leg of a bed, and next to a slumbering middle-aged man. His face is wrinkled but kindly, a tight, neat graying beard on his chin. The shadow crawls alongside the man, pauses for a moment, contemplating, before slithering into his ear. The man awakes and lets out a horrendous scream, two-toned and far too inhuman to belong to him. He begins laughing a sick and maniacal laugh.
Why are my ears itchy?
All right.
It's Wrath of Khan.
So, 6 years have passed since we've last seen the Bronze Battalion. Since they've saved the known world, sadly, mostly unbeknownst to the known world and its citizens, but
Doesn't always happen that way.
that's a hero's lot.
We're more famous for killing the dragon than we are for actually saving the world.
Very true. The victory did not come without a cost, however, and two members of the Bronze Battalion were, in a sense, a casualty of the cause. Anye Darksong, captured by a goddess of death, the Raven Queen herself, with the sly promise of return in exchange for the eternal servitude of her devoted cleric Eliza. However, the deal was a shoddy exploitation of a beleaguered adventuring group. Eliza and her love for her friends agreed, and Anye was returned, but without a knowledge of when or where. The last memory of Anye that you remember was a vision of him drifting gently in a sea of stars. Death opens a doorway for Eliza, beckoning her to join her ranks. As she steps through the veil to join her dark goddess, Anye's eyes snap awake. The veil closes, the vision ends. You find yourselves sitting on the outskirts of a dusty mining town. Your victory only celebrated by those few townspeople who live there. It's a jarring juxtaposition, the euphoria of victory mixed with kind of the bitter sting of anguish for losing your friends. So, 6 years later, we settle in on slightly older, slightly wiser Turgan Frostshatter. The Bronze Battalion headquarters now stationed here in Turgan's mountain home, moved from Waterdeep, but still a location in its stead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Does Esta come with that, or does she run the water deep one?
Yeah, she followed you.
Okay,
there.
she followed.
She's kind of
Okay.
stuck with you.
Okay, good.
So
Because I can't run it without her.
Turgan stirs restlessly in his bed, a fit of yet another dream. The visions of a tunnel of sorts, bright, dazzling colors surround you. A silhouette of a woman, upside down, hair flowing wildly in all directions. Her lips move, but there's no sound. Then suddenly, just thunderous boom in your head. Her voice, "I'll find you. Our need is dire. Our hope diminishes with each passing day. Damn, it's not stable. I'm losing it. Ah!" And then she kind of cuts out. You see a flash image of Eliza flying her broom through the portal. You see Anye snapping awake, similar to the vision you had before. But then the ground shakes and splits open and you fall, just endlessly falling bodies of soldiers and faces you've seen from your past battles in the Goblin Wars, and death everywhere. Then you finally thud onto the ground just in a pool of blood and you jerk awake.
Grab the cup that's obviously by the bedside. Take a drink of the stale mead. I'm gonna go ahead and stand up, kind of look around the room. Probably dark stone, I would say. You know, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Morning Crag Hall, where Clan Frostshatter, which is basically me and Magdalene, who I assume is asleep still.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It's still, you're not sure the exact time, but early enough that the sun has not come up.
Okay. All right, so Turgan is going to go ahead and kind of to wake himself up and kind of try and shake off this strange dream that he hopes is not another vision of things to come. He's going to go over and he's going to put on the dragon scale mail, the white dragon scale mail that belonged to the son of the dragon that we killed. What was the dragon's name? I always forget. Was it Arathator?
Preston.
No.
What's the dragon's name?
So I don
No
the
one
armor of Arathator, and I walk out onto. It's not technically it's a balcony, but it's a balcony that faces into the mountain because I live in the mountain itself rather than outside like
so
some of the
like
other.
a cutout section or something. With
Yeah.
Maybe a courtyard. Or
It might be like that kind of section, and I'll go ahead and kind of put my hand on the chest of the armor, and I'll activate the special ability that lets me sense that there's a dragon within 30 miles, like the nearest dragon.
Okay.
Do I sense anything?
No.
Okay.
So your PTSD settles a little.
Yeah, and I go, all right, and then I go take it off, and I go to see if I can get a couple more hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Because I know that, like, every day since I reclaimed this town and started building it back up, it's probably going to be a busy and very annoying day.
Yes. Yeah, so you can manage to get back to
Okay.
sleep and get 2 or 3 hours more sleep before kind of the day
Yep,
begins.
it's the usual morning wake up.
So you wake up, start moving through Morning Crag. What does it look like now, all these years later?
So there's still a lot of construction going on. Most of Morning Crag Hall was untouched and it just needed a good dusting afterwards because Magdalene was able to seal it away from the dragon, Silvervein. Anyway, the mother
Cryovane.
Yeah.
Cryovane. I don't remember her name. She's not.
important
Yeah,
to your
she's just
story.
a dragon to me. But as far as the town proper, like it's been built up on itself basically. Like most of the other ruined buildings have been torn down and replaced with still standard dwarven architecture, squat buildings, that sort of thing. There's probably about 3 terraces just outside the big doors that lead into Morning Crag Hall. And the rest of Morning Crag Hall, the only real difference is in the audience chamber, there's a lot more like dragon bone decoration and dragon scale stuff, like including I think the skull of
right over the
Cryovane.
mantle.
Right over, yeah. Actually, I would have it hanging right in the middle of the hallway, just like so
Yes.
that anybody who would seek an audience would have to be under the skull at all times. And then there's also like a convenient rope off to the side that looks like it might go up to that skull, and that every now and then when Turgan gets annoyed, he just kind of like fiddles with just to get people nervous. It doesn't actually do anything. He just had it installed just for that purpose. But yeah, other than that, a lot of dwarf families came back. Some are welcome, some are less than welcome, but they're clans anyway, so we welcome them back. But it's still kind of a burgeoning township at this point.
Right.
But it's bright, and we're really hopeful for the future. And there is a heavy bronze battalion presence here. They don't act as a guard; they're just kind of like when we need something far afield, they're who we go to.
Right.
Not because I'm the leader of it or anything. That's my conflict of interest. You're a conflict of interest.
Perfect. So, eventually walking throughout the hall, you bump into Esta. Same as ever. Maybe a little more freckles than last time. Somehow, here in the darkness of the mountain, still soaking freckles.
Don't know how you do it. Morning, Esta. How's your brother?
Hello, Sarge. Good. Everything's good. The others will arrive shortly. The invitation's been RSVP'd too. Everything's good. Food's been delivered. We're prepping it. Casks have been brought up. Drinks are ready to go.
Of course. And for any aging dwarves, what exactly would these all be for?
If you might have forgotten, it's the 6th anniversary of Eliza's sacrifice. So, toast in her honor, feast.
Right. Yes. I do have the speech prepared and everything. I just it's been a weird morning, so I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah. Did you still having those weird dreams?
Every night, sometimes twice.
Well, maybe you need to talk to Max about it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we've talked, but there's not much you can do. Anyway. But everything's good. Don't need me for anything at the moment.
Durgan said he was looking for you, but that was it.
Right.
So,
I'll go see if I can
nothing
find
new,
you.
I guess.
All right. Well, blessed day to you. And, right. Carry on. And he just walk off. Turgan is not like in his element. Like he knew Esta when they were in the Bronze Battalion as like his boss or as her boss, right? But now he's like full lord of this township, and he hasn't really settled into the idea of that yet.
Right.
Like he in fact, the first time somebody called him Lord, he probably like gave him a good like mouthful, like, "No, don't you call me? It's Sarge to you," you know. And he still insists that his friends do call him Sarge.
And then you yelled "off" with your head.
Yeah, that did not go over well.
Perfect. So
so I'll go find Durgan.
Okay. So yeah, he's just sitting in the kind of breakfast hall.
He's cooking.
Yeah, cooking.
Turgan would be cooking for everyone.
What you making today?
Wait your turn.
All right. You know, I do have special privileges around here. I'll go wait for my turn.
There is something I need to talk to you about. It's been 6 years since we took back this blasted place.
You know, I would like to, if you could call it something like our home again rather than a blasted place, but go on.
Our blasted home. And you've yet to let me carve out a space for a temple. A place of worship. Not to any particular god, of course, but somewhere where those of us a little more religiously inclined.
Well, we've got that one contingent that's trying to scrape out the tunnel.
That is practically a closet.
Okay, all right.
And as
And
the
was it you?
argument
And was it
continues
you?
on, the camera pans
Was it
out
you that hung up that dirty white tapestry?
Yes. I thought you'd like it.
to Anders riding up on horseback up the mountain trail. Next to him is... Oh, sorry, what's your new character's name?
My name's Zef.
Zef. Riding up the mountain path to the Morning Crag. Responding to the invitation. So go ahead and describe your characters. I guess we'll come back around so you guys can make descriptions as well. But
So yeah, Aander is he is a large human, but you'd almost think that he was like part Goliath or something. He is a very large.
he is.
He's a good, probably, I can't remember what I wrote down. I can look it up, I guess, but he's probably 6'4" and 250 pounds of muscle. Yeah, he's a fighter barbarian, for those interested in the mechanics of it. But he's just wearing like a leather harness, and just like some like leather breeches, basically. He goes
like Mad Max.
but yeah, but like some bracers, and they have like runes etched into them. He carries
Fur-lined, I'm assuming, up here in the
of
cold
course.
mountains, yeah.
He carries
Your wrists get really cold. The rest of you, totally fine.
he carries a large glaive, and he's got a cloak obviously draped over him for the weather, but yeah, that's Aander.
Aander
kind of a brown and gray, kind of salt and pepper hair and beard.
As we get closer to town, it's probably a good thing that you got that, got something put on. If you were so tall, you might put someone's eye out with those things.
Nonsense, bastard. I don't feel cold. Don't you know I was raised in the mountains? I could shrug this off right now, and he actually shrugs the cloak off. It's just like,
There he goes again, showing off.
yeah, no, he tucks it away.
Okay.
One of the things,
You know,
Circles back
he'll
around.
put it on later. Yeah, he'll put it on later.
if I had both my arms, I'd shrug mine off too. But basically, what you're seeing is a my guy is 6 feet. He's not as tall as Aander. He's more lithe. He's more like kind of skinny. He's not scrawny, but he's your kind of lean. He's got tawny brown hair. He's got a beard. He almost constantly has a cigar in his mouth. Whether he's actively smoking or not, it's like
for the flavor.
it's like a pacifier for old guys. I don't know. He is a half elf, and he for the most part he wears kind of your general kind of more flamboyant whatever kind of leathers, more for like going to as a bard. He has that Gleeman's cloak kind of thing going on.
Right.
He has a only one arm, and one of his arms is the extra materials just kind of like banded up. But yeah,
I'm just so happy that you're playing a bard again.
yeah, me too.
Feels like home.
Feels like
I'm not. There's only room for one bard in this party. But even if it's only 2 partial bards.
Bardy
This is
hard.
getting the bardy. Yeah.
So yeah, and Ander's like, I still can't quite figure out why you even get invited to these things. You weren't even here when we slew the dragon. Did I ever tell you the story about the time?
Well, actually, you did. I wrote it down, and I was gonna put it in my book that I was gonna take over to Candlekeep, but there was a lot of like stuff called details in there, other than you punched them, and I need a little more than that.
I'm still waiting for the ballad that you say that you're going to
I'm getting there. I gotta
create for our
get the
conquests
right
and-
tune. It's gotta speak to you.
What's your instrument of choice?
Pan flute.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Makes it hard to sing the ballad as well as.
It does.
Correct.
It does.
Eventually, you
Sings out
arrive
of one
to
side of his
the
mouth.
large
Most-
doors of Morning.
He's good with most woodwinds, but he does have a pan flute at his side that he's constantly carrying. So
and because of your status as Bronze Battalion members, you actually are greeted out the door by both Durgan and Turgan. So now go ahead and describe yourselves.
Sorry, we didn't describe ourselves earlier. Turgan is the younger brother, right?
Yes.
Younger brother. Probably it just matches us.
It
Right?
has been it's been 6 years in
Yes.
game and like
a year and a half.
2 and a half.
Wow.
So Turgan is a little bit shorter. He has kind of this salt and pepper hair pulled back into a bun. He's probably got some sort of circlet on his head now, but it's just for show. He doesn't really like it. You can see him like shifting with it often. He wears the white dragon scale armor. He's got a horn with kind of gold banding at his side that he often times kind of like taps idly. Even though the person that gave it to him that was once dead is alive again. And he just kind of looks like the standard kind of stern dwarf, really heavy into family and honor. He is a fighter bard, battle master. His bardic magic is more commanding shouts and scald rather than playing musical instruments. But his horn is known to kind of spur people in the moment.
And get City Guard members killed.
Yes. Yep.
Only if they steal them.
The captain of the city guard. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Now I have to make sure I write that in the beginning.
Standing next to him, Durgan, slightly taller, bald head, big white bushy beard, carrying a staff, but it's got a big hammerhead, big kind of lightly glowing golden hammerhead on top. And then in his other arm, he usually carries his grandpappy shield, big tower shield, basically the same height as he is.
And that's the Still Shatter shield.
That's still shadow.
Because you're still Still Shatter.
Yep.
You didn't take the Frost Shatter name.
Right.
That's just my clan now.
Yep. I kept the family name, and then
Yeah.
you made your own.
There's a nice new tunnel in the family mine instead of the family tree.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he wears full plate armor, top to bottom. It's the one that kind of has like the more robes on the bottom rather than just leggings. And he's older, obviously, and he's a cleric of Eldath.
Right.
The life goes and
Turgan.
Yeah.
Zef!
As
Durgan,
soon as we arrive, Aander will like jump off his horse and be like, "Big D, Sarge, and he'll like pick Sarge up actually, and like actually he'll try and grab both of you guys and just like lift you like in a.
I'll
bear
give a
hug.
side eye glance to the still shattered guards that are standing like at the gate.
They
and be like,
kind of like
yeah, just
do it.
yeah.
We didn't see you playing with your dolls, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
Put me down. Put me down.
Zef will just dismount and he'll throw it. He's like,
Good. It's good to see you, lad. And I'll pat you on the back.
Has it been a year already? I can't believe it.
Oh yeah, it's been too quick for me. How have things been? Zef, it's good to see you as usual.
Durgan, how the hell are you? It's been a long time.
At least a year.
Tired.
Yes, it's...
Always tired.
Well, if you went to bed instead of praying so much, you might have more time in the day,
Eldath gives me strength.
and you shouldn't be tired.
Things are good. You've been receiving my quarterly reports, I assume, from Waterdeep.
All one or two words of them.
Well, my secretary is. I can't seem to keep them around.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
You gotta stop hiring the kobolds. They don't know how to write, and they're easily killed.
I'm telling you, man, you just got to put a shirt on. It makes people uncomfortable.
Speak for yourself. Well, you are speaking for yourself. But
I am.
Many find my lack of clothing appealing.
That's the name of the episode.
Might as well go naked.
So I think at this point, Anders is probably heading up the Waterdeep division of
Yeah.
of Bronze Battalion. There's another
These are in the right.
Baldur's Gate for somebody else.
We have Garrick running that one.
Yeah, Derek is running on.
Yep.
There we go.
Well, I figured I'd finally take you up on that offer. I know
You
you've been,
finally let Garrick do something?
Yeah.
Wow.
we've been talking for a while, and you know, money's getting short these days, and I figured I might as well come up. You know, if you need an extra hand or.
We are looking for a secretary actually. In
Well, not a
Waterdeep.
secretary. I didn't say I do secretary. You know, I'm not much for desk
He
work.
doesn't know how to write either.
My hand that I wrote with once is no longer there. So
Right.
Yeah, we're more than happy to have you join the crew. We'll get the standard contracts drawn up and everything. In fact, where do you work out of these days? I don't remember.
a little bit here, a little bit of there. I've started to settle down. I actually bought that, that haberdashery next door that kept pushing its way into yours.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I bought that joint, and I figured I might start a little school for kids to learn some music and stuff. Nobody signed up, so that went bankrupt real quick. There's something about people not wanting to learn music these days, but yeah, it's cool.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, no,
But no, we're happy to have you. I mean, it's been a long time since the Umber Hulk, hasn't it?
it has.
You remember the Umber Hulk?
Yeah.
I fought him with one arm tied behind my back and didn't even have it.
A lot of patched up wounds that day.
Perfect. So we'll kind of skip forward a couple hours towards.
Is Annie coming? Was Annie supposed to be coming with them? Or
We probably should mention
Yeah.
Tori, unfortunately, is
Yeah, she
not
couldn't
with
make
us.
it.
Obviously, she's
Part-
Not dead.
Part of the reason.
Tori is no longer with us.
Yeah, part of the reason we're playing this is the next Aneria episode. Well, I guess it'd be a couple other Aneria episodes ago. Kind of a important episode for everybody. to be
no,
there,
I think
so.
it'll still be the next.
Still not fun? Okay,
Yep.
so here we go. So yes,
Her
she
character
was,
was
Annie
Annie.
the Terrible,
Pirate
Sea
Queen of the Sea.
Yes,
Right here.
that right there,
We'll
right
do
on the
this big
rotation.
rotation.
So yeah, she'll be here.
Okay.
For the feast.
All right. Yeah. Good. I just wanted to make sure. Like, is there any battalion member besides obviously the two that are no longer with us that is not going to be?
No, this will be pretty much everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even like our secondary,
The trainees.
like Silme and
why not? Yeah.
I mean, they're full members probably at this point
Yeah.
if they stuck around.
Yeah, I
Except
mean,
for-
I
except
guess
for Yori and Barissa,
we'll limit
'cause
it
you guys
this way.
went left.
If there wasn't direct connection to Eliza or Anye, they're probably out taking care of the
True.
spots while you guys are here
Sure.
celebrating.
Okay.
So anybody who had direct connection, they're definitely here. wanting
So
to pay
Mr.
their
Fix-It's
respects.
on his way, and I
Yeah.
can't remember his real name, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, a couple hours go by. Everybody greets each other, says hi, gets comfortable, familiar.
Yeah.
Feast
Mhm.
in her honors, fantastic.
Okay.
It's great dwarven food. Durgan probably had a big hand in that.
Excellent as always.
Excellent feast.
Grandma Gurgan would be proud. I think is what she.
Yeah.
Grandma Gurgan.
Grandma
old
Gurgan's
Grandma G.
Yep.
soup. Yeah.
Gigi, as we affectionately call her.
Yes. So we'll kind of end the feast and have maybe just a moment of reflection on Eliza. So if anybody wanted to say any words of remembrance or anything like that to kind of just honor her memory. If not, like, I mean, don't feel on the spot. Like,
I definitely
you
would have a
didn't
speech
so.
prepared. Yeah. So
While Turgan is telling a speech, actually pull out the necklace with the little vial of blood
Right.
that we know as players is Anye's. Anye.
Is it Anye's blood?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, that's what I got written down in the notes.
Okay.
So.
So, yeah.
But it was what Eliza came back to us covered in it
Oh, that's
right.
right.
from the Raven when
That's
when she made the deal with
Yeah.
the Raven Queen.
Mhm.
So. But we don't know who it is, and it's yeah. But so it's kind of like a nervous tick almost. Like anytime Eliza's talked about or Durgan he pulls out the vial and just like rotates it between his fingers. He doesn't necessarily know he's doing it all the time,
Yeah.
but just
It's kind of a nervous thing.
yeah.
So, everyone, I know we're all excited to get to the party here and to tap even more kegs, but I wanted to take a moment so that we could kind of get to the reason why we're all here tonight. 6 years ago, we did something amazing. We brought back a full town. We saved it from the clutches of an evil dragon. And
Allegedly. No, just kidding. Someone did crowd. Allegedly evil.
oh wait, sorry, that's the wrong speech. A few days before that, or a few weeks before that, we saved the whole world, and not really anybody but us remembers it. But it haunts my dreams, and it haunts probably some of yours as well. And what really is haunting is the loss of two of our companions. One which we've lost for good, and one which we've lost for the foreseeable future. So I wanted to take a moment and take a passage from one of my favorite bard songs, and just say, as the souls of the dead live forever in my mind, as I live all the years they left me behind, I'll stay by the shore and still gaze at the sea. I remember the fallen, and they think of me, for our souls in the mountain together will be. Here's to Eliza, and here's to Anye.
Aander's kind of running his hand up and down along the blade, I guess, of his glaive, thinking of Anye especially.
All right, enough of the sentimental crap. Let's tap a few more kegs.
so-
Zef will take a drink. He's got this little boot tankard thing, and he'll slide out and take a sip, and then he'll dump some on the floor.
What, my boozing gonna for you?
Any sort of message from your patron through Zef to anybody?
Zef would be one of those guys. He'd sit there kind of uncomfortably, when there's like that. If anyone else wants to say anything, and like that deafening silence kind of hits the floor, and
The beginning of testimony.
he'll stand up for you, kind of uncomfortably shuffling. He'll say, I don't know most of you. Most of you don't know me, and I just want you to know I didn't know her in her life. But Eliza, I can tell she was a very special person to all of you. And I know that when she's
Just let it go.
she's going, I'm almost done. It's okay. It's fine. I've only had a few drinks.
None of
But
mine.
I want y'all to know that she's looking down on you, and I think that she's closer than you think. You keep her in your hearts and in your minds, and she'll be there for you. Just the same as someone like me. Cheers.
Cheers.
And with that, you all feel the warm embrace of Eliza. And you can all take 3 luck points for tonight. You basically have the lucky feat for the session.
Nice.
So, you'll need it.
Oh boy.
I'll let us reroll ones, right?
Let you reroll basically anything. 3 times.
can-
You get 3 points that you can use for
You can
attacks,
spend on your
saves.
own
Yeah.
attack save or ability check, or if an enemy
Right.
is
Hits you can force
attacking
them.
you, you can roll and
Almost like an epidemic.
force them to use your roll
Pretty
instead.
much,
if you
yeah.
want.
By the way, if you do want to hand out, thanks very much.
I may.
That's it.
We'll see how bad things go. Maybe have to bring in some other guys.
I'm gonna turn to Durgan and I'm gonna say, you know what? In honor of Eliza's sacrifice, why don't you make that temple? You can go ahead and carve out a good area for it. And we'll, as long as it's, not too close to my actual room or anything like that, we should be all right.
Aye, right next door. Got it.
How loud are you guys talking about it?
Just like normal. Yeah.
This is all very loud. Dwarves are pretty close by. Or at least Turgan is.
Will it be to Eldaf?
It's kind of going to be a general.
Non-denominational then.
Yeah. Anyone can come.
There are a lot of dwarven gods. We can't really just create a dedicated temple to each of
Here's a
them. plus
paragon.
Eldaf,
Here's a
plus-
paragon. Here's a
Yeah.
paragon.
Yeah.
As you guys are
It'll be
talking,
Eldaf.
someone who's serving
played.
kind of trips over this 4-foot tall pillar that's just been in the middle of your hall forever, and no matter what you've done to try and chip it away, it just won't. You've shattered so many tools on it. They trip over and spill everything everywhere. Oh crap! Everyone's usually kind of just accepted that it's here and worked around it, but maybe they're new. I don't know. They trip over it and spill everywhere. But it just eats at you it's the one thing that I, for some reason, can't get rid of.
Aander, you want to give that another go just to see if you can break another maul against it?
I'm not using my glaive, but if
No,
you've got
no.
something, sure.
And
I've had a
I
few
look at the
beers.
servant and I'm like, just leave that there. Bring in another maul, would you?
They scurry off and come back
With a giant sledgehammer.
dragging it and bring it over to you. You have had this identified before in the past, and it has a faint magical aura of conjuration magic.
Okay.
Don't really know much about it. It seems like it might be in a weakened state or dormant or something, but it's a dragon's lair. You never know. It was a dragon's lair, so you never know what could be here.
Yeah. Ander's just hacking away.
Yeah. Roll the hit.
All right.
Roll 1.
Remember that time when I whose axe was it that he broke?
It shattered it. Yeah, it was.
Against the Dagon skull, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was. It
You tried
was
to break that.
It was yours. It was your magical axe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll look at her and be like, ha ha. This reminds me of the time when I shattered your axe on that Dagon skull.
If you break something, I'm not healing it.
Let's see if I can do it again. That's I'm assuming I'm proficient in
Yeah, sure.
I've got martial weapons.
In sledgehammer.
That's,
16.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. You might as well.
Yeah. I do look at Mags again, is there anything, you remember anything about what this thing is?
She's just looking at.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Was it a stone?
It's like a pillar of
Okay.
made of stone, 4 feet tall.
I was
So just kind of jutting in the room.
12.
So you hit it, and the 12 damage redirects back up and shatters your sledgehammer.
He just roars with laughter. It's like, yes!
It's become kind of like a drinking game in the Dwarven Hall, just how many hammers can we break in a night or whatever.
Yeah, every time you break a hammer, you drink.
Yeah.
Take a drink, everyone.
The treasury has a line item for extra hammers.
Yep. 5,000 gold a month on hammers.
Help me
budget.
This is why it's taken 6 years to get to this point.
Yeah.
Yes, that and the dragon
Worth
stage.
it.
After he hits it, I want to approach and kind of inspect and look at it. Just kind of touch the stone, see how it.
Yeah, I mean it's
If there's any marring or any change
there's
to it
a
at all.
little indention. He did a something, but
That's pretty impressive.
Sarge, I think I chipped it this time. I swear that divot was not there before.
No, and I'm gonna.
you
come
know
over
that the divot has always been there.
That's always been there. That's literally the divot.
When
That's what
they
we call it.
identified it, they did state something was missing.
Okay.
So
No, that's
always been there.
The dark crystal.
unless you can find that piece, maybe. Oh, that's like looking for a pebble in a haystack.
So as this kind of merriment and people taking their turns trying to smash this thing, drinking game goes on, it begins to illuminate and hum. Yeah, whistle, hum. A splitting and tearing sound can be heard. The very air in the center of the room seems to fracture and open. So everyone make a DC 16 dex save for me.
Sorry, I'm starting to think that these things you're doing is a bad idea.
And it didn't help me very much.
That kind of describes my life. Bad ideas. 8.
You said this is Constitution?
14
Dex.
Dex.
Dex. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a 12.
25.
Okay, so you succeed. You're going to take half.
Okay.
Actually, no, you're not going to take damage on this.
Okay.
The rest of you will take 13 damage, lightning damage, as arcs of lightning just kind of shoot out of the air and strike out, overturn a table. You guys get hit, some others get hit. Not too bad, but just, cut you off guard. The air rips open, and you see something that you've been dreaming of all this time. This miasma of colors and swirled kaleidoscope, silhouette of a woman upside down, just like your dream.
I'm gonna rush towards it, like kind of just like if there's somebody, it's probably Mr. Fix. I'm gonna push him out of the way.
And she just says, "Hurry! You've specifically been requested by Anye. Our need is dire. I can't hold this open for much longer. It's now or never."
Where are we going? Like through the portal?
Aander
Literally
just-
starting to...
Yeah, Aander just grabs his glaive and runs. When he hears her talk about Anye.
Another lightning arc
Yeah.
hits other people in the room as this thing is just like uncontrollable, uncontained, shrinking, growing, stretching.
Zef's
in
gonna
all
look around the
directions.
room. This looks like a story that...
I'm not near you. I'm not that. I'm behind you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Because
say,
you were running towards
yeah,
it.
I'm gonna say, Durgan, go.
I see a story here that
Oh,
needs to be
hell.
told, and I'll follow.
I'm gonna run through
So
it.
you two go through. You go through.
Yeah.
Madge grabs your arm before you leave. She says, "There's not an heir in this castle. You have to come back."
I'll come back. And like,
She'll
kinda,
let you
like
go.
forehead, like tap, kind of lovingly. Yeah, like yeah.
The dwarven sign of affection.
dwarven
It's like a
And
butterfly
then
kiss.
as I'm like walking away, I stop and I turn and I go, crossbow. And I take it and I flip it over to cold damage, my special crossbow, and then I just go, Anye better be on the other side of this. And I run through and woof, just hop in.
By the way, just your weapon existing here in this dragon's lair while you were working on it, the D4 is now D6 extra damage. So you jump through this portal, essentially, and as you jump in, gravity reorients you and you flip upside down. I need everyone to make dex saves again as you flip the other direction.
Holy crap.
That's another 8.
Okay, that's
a
a
1
fail.
and
Yep.
a 4.
Okay, that's a fail.
So 8 total, but
24.
Success.
Can I give myself guidance before we
You
jump?
get a luck point.
Use a luck point. And
I haven't
wouldn't
rolled yet.
recommend
I
it
haven't
this
rolled
early,
yet.
but you can do what you want.
But can I give myself guidance? Like,
Sure.
right before I
Before
jump,
you jump
I'll be
through,
like,
yeah, go for it.
hell.
Yeah, the warmth of Eldath washes over you and guides you to not fall.
Oh, sorry. So it wasn't an extra 1d4. The d4, I rolled a 4, and that would give me 6 of the damage.
Okay, so it's 8 damage.
It's 8.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of forgot how that worked. I
Yeah.
vaguely remembered, so yeah.
Yep,
just
I
8
forgot
damage.
how it
now.
worked as well.
So, with guidance, 16.
Perfect. So you land normally, Zef lands normally. The rest of you guys kind of fall off balance. You don't take any damage, but there's jarring and you get knocked to your knees.
Aren't
That's
we-
basically...
Since we're dwarves, don't we have...
No, that's not.
That's a different thing.
Not for landing on our feet. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anye will look around and be like, what? Annie didn't make it. The portal must have closed too quickly.
Right, yeah. Right behind you, as that said. There were a couple others kind of getting up and getting ready, but you're the only people who've managed
Can
to
anybody
get
like
back
determine
up.
where we are? I can get them a message. Maybe we can get the reinforcements.
Alright, so as you land and kind of reorient yourselves, you notice you're kind of like on this glass bridge. So the glass beneath your feet is barely visible, except for bits of stray light that kind of react and bend around the edges, just barely outlining this path that you're on.
Where in the Nine Hills are we?
It seems to stretch endlessly. There doesn't seem a beginning or an end. The path kind of meanders. You see go above you, below you, on the sides. It's...
Can I do a history check to see if I've heard any songs about like a rainbow bridge?
Sure, you can make a history check.
Why are there so many songs
You
about
see
rainbow?
4-foot tall stone pillars, seemingly randomly placed, kind of along the path.
Same as ours?
Yes, exactly the same.
16.
You've heard songs that mention things like this, but you don't know if this is Infinite Stairway, if this is dimension to the Feywild. It's some sort of, it's some sort of dimensional like rift,
Okay.
essentially.
But it feels it's familiar enough to Like he's been
With your experience, you've experienced something similar.
It's like a shadow realm of some
yeah.
kind. Okay, got it.
Shadow Realm or something. It feels familiar but different enough.
Okay.
Anders like yelling.
You should let the dog in.
Oh,
He's
I
not,
forgot.
well, he's sparking at the fence. Just give him a minute.
Okay.
That's fine.
Anders starts yelling like, Anye! Anye!
Hold up, lad. I'm gonna try divine intervention
Sure.
No, I think he's got the right of it.
to see if I can.
You're using divine intervention already?
Oh yeah, why not?
Alright.
It's a one shot.
because
The time that I need to roll terribly, I don't. Nope. Higher. I have to be lower than my cleric level, so 13 or lower, and it's 86.
So the air in here seems devoid of any gods. As it were. You see these kind of like rifts that you saw open above these pillars. These like orbs of light fly through to another one. Portals close. It seems to be some sort of pathway or highway or something. The woman who called you through, standing there, kind of looking at you like, you bunch of idiots.
Sorry,
Screaming for
lass.
Anye.
And there's my interface.
Who the hell are you?
My name is Trista Haldevere.
Tristan Haldevere.
Anye has asked me to find you.
How do you know Anye? Like, what's going on?
I barely know Anye, only a couple of days. But he saved me, I'm indebted to him. This is a science. It's wildly unpredictable, so be careful where you step.
Right.
I've been looking for you for 3 weeks. That's how long I've been in here. So be very careful.
Yeah, I know. I've been getting your messages.
Wait.
That worked.
You said you've only
Sort
known
of.
Anye for a couple of days,
Yes.
but you've been here for weeks.
Yes.
I'm confused.
I knew Anye first, then I came here, and I got stuck here.
Got it.
But I know Anye.
I thought there was some sort of strange time travel thing going on.
He thought you
Again.
might say that. He did say, like, time was a hula hoop or some weird thing like that. Can't
It's
quite
weird
remember.
soup.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a Mobius donut.
Yes, so if we get separated, continue this path.
Just go
Just
straight.
follow this. There's golden fruit bats. Follow the golden fruit bats.
Right.
Take this, and she'll hold up a runestone.
Durgan.
And she'll say an elvish word before she gives it to you. And then she'll command you to say Nyara.
Nyara.
And it like illuminates and seems to kind of like connect with you in a way. She's like, I've released it. That belongs to you now. Anye wanted to rendezvous at one of his favorite places over at the harbor. The Brazen Sea Queen. He said it reminded him of somebody. So that's where we need to go. Just step lightly. Getting lost in here is not very fun.
I'm sorry.
what's
Where
her name?
exactly
Where?
are we?
I don't know what this is called. It was made by the elves, the elder elves. It's some sort of network. Like I said, it's a science I don't know that much about.
What does she look like?
She's got she looks human, maybe half elf. She's got like fire red hair, obviously wild and crazy. She's got a cloak with like an amulet, like a purple stone in the amulet. She's maybe 5'2", 5'3".
You said like I would want to like start walking, but be like, you said that Anye saved your life.
Yeah, well, I worked for this corporation, you could say, this conglomerate of sorts. I did experiments for them. I was kind of held there against my will. I think Anye caught wind of what I was doing and knew that I could travel this way and saved me from them, but I'm owed to him to find you guys.
Well, as one who also is in his debt, I know how it feels. Where is this tavern that you mentioned? What plane of existence?
It's in a place called Nontris. It's the city.
Nontris. It's
Does
not
that
one I've
sound
heard.
like any city we're familiar with?
No, never heard about
How
it.
do you spell it?
Nantris. Nontris.
Hundreds.
Not part of Faerun, I'm assuming.
What's Faerun?
Guess I was right.
What is the name of the realm you're from?
It's just called Nontris. I've never.
The whole realm is called Nontris?
I think so. I don't know. I guess.
All right. Take us to Anye.
All right. Like I said, careful now. And she'll follow. She's obviously like breadcrumb trailed her way to you guys with these etchings of a fruit bat, a golden fruit bat.
Okay.
So she's kind of just following her path.
Can I insight check her? I just want to see if like there's anything that
Yeah.
she might be hiding.
Go for it.
Better. 26.
She seems to be incredibly truthful.
Okay.
She's giving you like heart on the sleeve. She might just not know everything at this point.
Zef is going to put his hand on your shoulder and just kind of speaking quietly so that the two of us can hear. I don't much like this. Be careful. It's not the first time I've kind of spoken with people I didn't understand what I was getting into.
Normally I'd be right there with you. But this is Anye we're talking about.
I'll trust you, but just be careful.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here though. I'll go ahead and slap you on that arm. So basically the shoulder, right?
Yep, the stump.
Yep.
Perfect. So all this conversation is happening as she's kind of walking and following you guys, I guess, just following her.
Yeah, we're just following along her, and I'm making sure to step where she steps or on these fruit bat runes.
Yeah. She'll turn to Durgan and say, the rune that I handed you, this is a key. Don't lose it. It can only exist in its own realm and in here.
If I take it with me out of the realm, will it cause any damage, or will it just cease to exist?
It'll just go back to the realm. I think. I haven't really tried it yet.
No time to like the present. I'll wait till one of the doors, one of those other portals opens
Do you
up.
grab it
No.
from him? Okay.
Sorry.
I'll get into a portal.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are all these other lights? The ones passing between
I think that's other people
traveling?
like us, maybe.
Is this some... Now, I'm no magic man, but it seems like this is like the nexus for all teleportation and portal spells, and these are all people trying to teleport to different places.
I think it's a little more rigid than that. The math doesn't suggest that.
But, well, like I said, I'm no magic man.
The math changes. It's really hard to pinpoint.
So could you intervene in one of those? I mean, now I'm kind of afraid to use the teleportation. Someone swapped me right out of the multiverse. I mean...
I will go over to like one of these lights, and I'll just kind of like really quickly pass a finger underneath one of them.
It just kind of and like goes off its path, but out a different doorway.
How do you know you didn't just screw up someone's entire life?
I mean,
Sarge.
I'm sorry.
You just sent someone to the Feywild.
They come back with their head on backwards, and they're like, "What the?"
It's like
Let's just
Galaxy
continue
Quest.
on. Not worry about what happened. What happens in the weird
one
glass
that
highway
opens,
stays in
you
the weird
see
glass.
the orbs go much higher this time.
You've been marked as like avoid at all costs.
Smart.
So as you continue, it's just kind of more of the same, just this weird, the lights flying overhead. But one of the portals kind of rips and opens in a non-traditional... There's not really a pattern, but everywhere that these pillars are, it seems to be where the portals are opening. But this time one just opens directly over the bridge where you are. And some Githyanki jump from the portal down onto the bridge, speaking in their language. They kind of point at Trista and say something in Githyanki.
Friends of yours?
They tried to get me when I first came in, but I ran. I guess he came back with reinforcements.
And
I
steps in front of her. He's like, "We'll protect you, lass."
I assume it's not Celestial Common or Sylvan they're speaking.
I think they speak
Gith.
Gith.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Gith,
they speak
yeah.
Gith specifically. Okay. Just ask.
Lass, get behind us.
Don't you have any sort of spell that allows you to speak other languages?
No.
As you're saying this, they're kind of talking to each other and start just rushing in. So everybody roll initiative.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain for the last 2 minutes now has just been thinking like, what's the story of that person that just got thrown off course? Like, I want to play a one-shot now where it's like, okay, you're a group of adventurers and you're teleporting to this other place, but all of a sudden you see this big dwarven hand comes in, like mid-spell and knocks you, and you end up in like the 7th level of hell.
All right. Let's get initiatives from everybody. So if you haven't rolled, go ahead and roll that, please.
16.
16.
18.
Okay, 18. So we got. 10 from Durgan.
Are you a melee character? We've fought before. Are you a melee character?
Yeah.
Like we fought in battle before.
No, at the time we fought, yes, I had my rapier, but I don't have it with me now. Sorry, that is a 8 plus 4, 12.
Okay. And Sarge.
23.
Ooh, very good. Okay. So we actually start off with Turgan,
Ooh.
top of the order.
All right. Yeah.
They are obviously not friendly. They're charging towards you, weapons bared, teeth bared, screaming, shouting.
Yeah. So I know that Brander, King, or not Brander, Aander.
Oh no!
Oh no!
The least
Oh
punchable
dear!
face is
The
Aander.
least punchable.
Just try punching my face, I dare you.
I know that he can get in there. Durgan might have a bit of an issue, so we're gonna do something here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop out the crossbow. Again, I've got it set to the cold setting, so it deals cold damage right now.
Okay.
And I am going to take a shot at number 2 gloves. And that is a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, and I'm going to use one of my battle dice, or whatever it's called. What do we call it again?
Oh,
combat
your
dice.
superiority dice.
Oh,
Yeah,
superiority.
superiority.
Yep.
I'm going to use a superiority dice to add to the attack damage here. It has been
This
a
is
while
at
since
number
I've-
2, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So, and then I need to roll the d4 to see if it does. Nope, no lightning damage this time. 16 damage to it.
Okay.
And I say, Durgan, get in there! And you can move half your speed.
Okay.
As a reaction.
Which half of 25 is 10? Or is it?
Yeah.
does it round it
Yeah, I
up?
think it rounds down.
12 and a half.
Yeah, that's
Gotta
right.
love these stubby little legs.
Okay, and then I fire again because I have 2 attacks per action. And the other one's a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
And I won't pour anything else in there this time. 9 piercing damage.
Alright. So you fire off 2 arrows. They kind of just hit into the armor of this Gith that's standing there. They kind of looks like it hurt, but they kind of don't stab in. They just bounce off, but definitely painful.
And then I will use a bonus action and say, Aander, sick 'em. And you get a bardic inspiration, which is a D8 for me.
D8, and it
Because I'm
can
level
be
5.
used on damage now at your level, correct?
I believe so.
What kind of bard were you?
Valor.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
you can use
You
it.
can use it as damage. Yep.
Yeah, to the damage roll, or when an attack roll is made against the creature, you can use reaction to add that to your AC against the attack as well. And I think it is a D8 because I am level 5.
Yes. I believe
It goes up at
Yes,
5 or
1d8,
6.
1d8,
Yeah, 5.
Yep. Okay. So, I don't. Oh, I don't have my usual dice with me tonight, even though they're upstairs. I could probably get them. I'm using my DM's dice. I probably shouldn't be doing this.
Perfect. Okay, so then
Cursed.
next up is going to be number 1, Swords Guy. They're going to move forward 30 feet. So just.
I just like
Mike,
the idea that
sorry,
like,
editing.
that, like
hit
they
Mike.
came up with this crew and they're like, all right, you're swords
30
guy.
feet?
Yeah.
Swords guy.
Your Swords Guy.
You're swords guy.
Okay, perfect.
5,
So they'll
10,
just kind of
16,
move
20,
there.
25.
but
I think
they
that was
are
just 25.
actually-
Oh, okay. So
I can go one more.
Oh, they'll just stop right there, actually.
30 would be right next to
Oh.
Durgan.
Have them take go diagonal a step there. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
They are going to actually cast fire.
Mm,
Right in the center.
I'm gonna counter.
I forgot to move.
Oh, counterspell.
Nice.
All right, so you need to roll. Remind me.
Well,
Oh,
if
I
they're
already
casting
panicked.
if they're
Turgan
casting at the 3rd level or
You've got-
lower,
Yeah. Okay.
it just works.
Okay. So it's 3rd level. So your counter spell
So.
But that's your reaction.
That's my reaction. And so as he casts it,
yeah, you'll see him kind of swirling up to cast this, and right as it's about to shoot
I appreciate you relighting my cigar, but that's quite enough out of you.
You just like pluck it out of the air before it goes off. And
Yeah, I'll
use
just
it to, like,
and I'll just use it to
and then just
light my
out.
cigar.
Perfect.
I'll not lie, I thought that was going to be much more impressive.
That's what Zef does.
Is it too late to let it go? I can let it hit him.
No, I think we're all right.
No, I was. This is a D&D like YouTube short of like people standing around like because it's not their turn yet,
Okay.
being like, "Hey, I thought you were going to." No, well, it's because of. And it's like, why aren't you guys fighting? It's like, well, it's not my turn yet. I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Did you watch that Viva La Dirt League?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Why don't we just go and hit him?
So the next Durgan is going to take a turn.
Okay, bonus action. I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on myself.
+2.
Plus 2 AC.
What is your AC?
Now it's at 23. And then, as an action, I'm gonna cast cantrip. Nope, I can't do it. Right? Wait,
Yeah. Cantrip action.
Can't
Yeah. Right.
cantrip action.
Bonus action.
Sorry, if you cast any spell as a bonus action, the only spell you can cast with your action is a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action.
Awesome. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna drop a sacred flame on his ass.
All right, on number 1.
Yep.
Perfect.
Oh, for a minute there, I thought you said flame
So-
strike, and I was like, "That's not a cantrip."
No.
Where did you get that as a cantrip?
No, I have it though. But, so they need to make a Dex save of 16,
They fail.
and I take 3d8. D8.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You're
I
running
really
low
shouldn't
on
be.
D8s.
I need to go get my other D8s.
Hey, you rolled a 5. That's not bad.
I know, but I
Better
don't
than
want you
average.
touching my DM dice.
They're cursed
Let's see. So that's
forevermore.
7, 6, 5, 11, 18. 18 damage.
All right.
Radiant damage.
We're okay. That one's
then-
fine. I don't use that one.
And then I'm actually going to move up, kind of diagonally, right next to her.
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect.
Anything else?
That's it. That's all my stuff.
Ander.
Okay. I would like to rage.
Just try to assume that gets.
Actually,
Okay, well,
let me retcon that maybe.
No rage.
Because I'm only a level 2 barbarian. I only have 2 rages per long rest.
Oh.
I know.
I forgot to ask: is there any issue maneuvering around?
No.
We don't have to stay on the golden bats or anything like
No.
that.
Yeah, nothing's gonna pop out and hurt you. It's more of don't fall off the path kind of
Okay.
thing.
All right.
I would like to not rage.
Okay.
I'm still gonna yell like I'm psyching them out, like I
Yeah.
like I
Like you're
rage,
about
like
to
I'm
rage?
raging and they think I'm raging, but it's just I'm faking it. It's been a while, you know. It's like I'm a little rusty. I haven't had a good combat for
What are you
a
doing?
minute.
Focusing one target. Go for your target.
That's not how we do things here.
no,
Yes.
that's our other group, and that's my character.
Yeah.
when Colby says, attack that one, I'm like,
And I'm gonna attack it. All right. So I'm going to make some attacks recklessly. So with
we would have
advantage
it
then.
the way.
And yeah, let's just see what happens. Okay, so the first attack is a 27 to hit.
Hits.
Let's do this. Unless I specify otherwise, I'm using Great Weapon Master. So if I
Sounds good.
forget to say anything, I'm using Great Weapon Master.
Okay.
Fair?
Fair enough. Because I forget all the time. So yes, that works for me.
Okay, so in that case, that's actually a not a 27, it's a 22. I'm assuming that still hits.
Sorry. Can you make sure you're rolling the box for the mics?
Yes.
Just because it is loud.
Especially
Yeah.
with the metal dice.
Yes.
Okay, so
hits, how
22.
much damage? 22?
No, sorry.
Oh.
The damage is going to be
The damage is much higher than 22.
I figured. That's why I was like, wait, did I
much
get that right?
higher.
That seems low.
It's
usually like
23.
72.
It's
I'm just
23.
gonna run up.
Okay.
It's 23.
Just kick him. Oh my gosh, yeah.
But that was my first of 4 attacks, so be patient. Okay, the second was a 23 to hit for 28 damage.
What does the superiority die give him?
Math
Is it extra?
is
So that's not superiority. That's my inspiration.
Inspiration.
It's
Right.
damage
The
or
third
an add to his AC.
hits
Okay.
Or just the normal thing.
for 27 damage,
Okay.
and then butt action
My superiority dice by
um, is a.
The
sorry,
return of the butt
I
action.
gotta remember. I gotta subtract. So it's 17 to hit.
That is its AC, so it will hit.
Nice. I was about to use Bardic
We found the
Inspiration.
AC.
Found the AC.
Who was it in the comments?
Oh, and
was
that's
like,
just
man,
a D4.
I'm surprised he left butt action. It's back.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, we'll never go far.
Okay.
You can't let that bug
looks
go for too long.
Really beat up after that brutal just combo of attacks, just pieces of the armor flying off, trying to parry, but just getting its sword knocked into itself. Just it's not looking very good for him.
Right. Where's Anye? He's just saying, I guess.
We don't know who Anye is. They go back to their hideout and they're just like, some guy.
Some crazy raging barbarian giant.
Just kept saying the
thing.
word Anye over and over.
All right, perfect. So next up, number 2 is going to go.
Number
they are going to push forward right up to Durgan.
Take a reaction attack as they approach.
They're going to go on the far side.
As long as they're within 10 feet
10
of me.
feet.
Which they
Go
are.
up one more. Yep, is that 10 feet right there?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
That's actually Jason.
That's adjacent.
Oh, I did, oh, he's right. Oh, sorry, I flipped this.
So that's a. Okay. Do I have to decide if I'm going to use this to hit before I know if it hits or not?
That would be
Yes.
a DM
Yes.
question.
Okay. Because I don't know
Because
if that's
typically
gonna
the answer
hit.
is yes,
Mhm.
but
So, that's a 17. So assuming.
We'll miss.
Okay, yeah, I was. So that's a 22.
Okay.
Thank you. And that will then do
Cohen's dead.
27 damage.
Okay.
Like,
Ruining your
Alright.
dice.
So next time we break, I'm going to go seriously.
So they will
Time out, I gotta go get my nose.
step up and they're going to make some attacks on Durgan. So we're gonna do.
Does
Bring
that
it
stop
on,
their
you
movement?
green
The full arm
skin
master? No, that's
weirdo.
I don't have Sentinel.
Yeah, sorry.
I
forget
would
that
like
they're
to
two
take
different.
it at my next ASI or feat. I think I would take it if we ever play these characters.
Yeah. I mean, we could
So
die.
one of them just swings widely over your head, completely missing altogether.
Can't even touch the hairs on your head.
Can't even
touch.
Then we've got a 28 and a 12 and a 30.
Yeah, they both hit.
Okay. So that's going to be 23 damage. As it just rakes into you with some attacks.
Good thing you're the healer as well.
Perfect. Okay, then the 2 in the back are going to go, and they're just going to run up as well and kind of crowd as close as they can here on this bridge.
So they can get, one can get right here and be able to hit us both.
Okay, perfect. So that one
Like
will
that.
take an attack. 4 will take an attack.
Well, sorry, Dallin. Will you add 8 hit points back to number 1?
Yeah.
I was adding my rage damage,
Oh, okay.
and I was not raging. So
Perfect. Okay, that's added back. Okay, so number 4 is
Oh,
going to be
I
able
have
to
to
make
make
an
a
attack
concentration check, sorry.
Here. Oh, that's correct.
Yeah. But I
2
took,
concentration checks.
oh, from 2 attacks.
Yes.
I took Warcaster, so I get advantage on both of them. So first one is 18 plus 6, so 24.
Yes, that's fine.
Second one,
Does it just need to be 15 or higher?
yeah, 15 plus 6. Second one. So.
Otherwise, 2 times. Okay. You guys got saved from a crit.
yay!
So, this number 4 is going to push up and attack at Aander. Oh, it's not like that.
And they have advantage.
Okay, so this first attack is going to be
Against
a
And I'm not
pretty
raging,
low,
so I don't
15,
have
a
resistance.
15 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. The second attack is going to be a 17 to hit.
Misses.
Okay, so they're just wildly swinging at you, and Miss.
He's just like actually using his bracers to deflect things. He's like, "Where's Anye? Where is she?"
Perfect.
Punch their hands.
3
In midair.
3 was able to get up on Anye as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're gonna go here as well. So 2 attacks here. So that one is a 20 to hit
Miss.
and a
Barbarian with high armor class.
22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Well, because of unarmored defense, and I have a 20 con and a 16 dex plus bracers of defense.
Wow. Okay, so you're gonna take
so-
10 slashing damage
Okay.
and 10 psychic damage from that attack as it just slashes through you and sends these crazy images in your brain,
Okay.
causing you to see just your worst
I
fears.
feel less bad for not being a bear totem barbarian. So psychic damage anyway.
Only half of it.
Yeah.
Okay, back up to the top of the round, Turgan.
All right. Let's see. We've seen what these guys. Wait, did you go?
Oh. What the heck? I didn't invite you in here.
That's okay.
He was a 12.
Yep, you were a 12. So you actually were supposed to go right after.
That was
That's
payback
okay.
for
Oh my
Kim.
gosh.
so-
Sorry, I haven't DM'd in a hot minute.
You're fine.
You got a high enough charisma? You're at 12.
Okay. We'll let you go at the bottom of the round, and then again at your normal turn spell. So go ahead and take a turn now, and then we'll work
That's
it back.
fine.
So you're getting like half rounds.
So
Show us what you're made of.
well, I got a new trick under my sleeve. What do you think about this?
It's impressive, I suppose.
It's this!
Oh, it's not
It's this!
Oh, sorry, wrong hand saying. Well, it's this one, and then I'm going to do Rathalim's Psychic Lance.
Gotta learn your
and
somatic
hit
components better.
this guy.
Now, is this the Unearthed Arcana version or the regular
That's the
version?
regular version.
Dang it.
So I
Official
unleash
content.
the Psychic Lance. He needs to make a Intelligence save of 17,
Intelligence.
or he's going to take 76 psychic damage.
So he makes his save.
Okay. So let's see. Intelligence save on a failed save. Blah blah. Incapacitated. On a successful save, creature takes half as much damage, so it's 27. Half of that's going to be 13. And
And that was on number 2. Okay.
yeah, no, that's it. And they're not incapacitated. Or over here, big guy. And I'll use my movement to get behind that pillar.
Perfect. Okay, now top of the round with Turgan.
So Turgan is going to go.
Oh, bonus action. I do want to say, you're doing great out there. Keep it up. It's just like the last time we fought, except for last time you didn't get hit as much. Just try not to do that anymore.
Okay.
Bardic Inspiration.
Does yours do anything
D6?
special, or is it?
I can't.
Is
The only thing that's different is that mine, if you cast a spell, if you're doing healing or other stuff, you can actually use that on the spell.
Oh, cool.
So,
Very
but only
cool.
but
Works
spells specifically. So,
All right, so I'm going to move up there.
Okay.
And I'm going to just kind of hold the crossbow in one hand and take the other, and bring my Ring of the Ram around. I'm going to try and knock this guy off the bridge.
Yes.
Do it.
do it.
All right.
So let me just remember exactly. Like I have 3 charges.
Reactions after your turn, right?
At the start of
Recess.
the round.
Where's
No,
the top of the round? How are we doing it?
I thought it was
It's after your turn. Yeah. So
Okay.
you should
Reset.
have your
Got it.
reaction back now.
I'm just going to use 1 charge because it doesn't add to the bonus or anything.
Okay.
And here we go. So that is, I'm actually going to use a luck point. One of those 3 luck points.
Yep.
Just roll. That is a 14 to hit.
That will miss.
Okay. Darn it.
I'll say you do hit them, but it
Yeah.
doesn't nearly do what you think it does.
Yeah.
Just kind
It just
of, they just,
yeah.
kind of react to their armor getting hit.
Ah, blasted thing, I haven't used it in 4 years. 4 because 2 years ago there was a little bit of an issue and I had to push Durgan off of the scaffolding.
So get you stuck in a doorway and you
Yeah.
have to punch him out.
It's like Pooh Bear and
Yep.
he'd been eating too much in the feast.
Help me, clan brother.
You're not getting old and soft on us, are you?
I'm trying not to. Then that's my action, so...
Bonus action.
Yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead and just say, Aander, try not to get hit as much, and I'll give you that that inspiration back.
Sweet.
And reminder, you can use it on AC to give you a bonus to AC as well.
Very cool.
I know you want to use it for damage, just consider.
Okay, so in retaliation, the one that So you moved up and punched.
Number one.
Tried to ram ring
one,
that
yeah.
one.
So did you move right up to them?
No,
or-
so it's a
it can do it from range. Okay, perfect. So they're gonna move up and get in between you and Durgan and actually not break your space, but they will break with Aander. So he's gonna get.
I already used my
his
reaction.
That's right.
On
So-
the approach of the other.
Okay. So he's gonna come in and
I actually remembered that I used my reaction already. Are you guys proud?
Yes, I am.
I thought I had infinite reactions.
So horribly. 12 and a 13.
Both of them miss.
Okay. So I've
You want to
taken on your curse of the DM. And I've rolled horribly. So now it is Durgan's turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and swing the Warhammer
Okay.
to number 1. Attack. 17.
That hits.
Okay. Only 4 damage. Oh, and then I can do what's it called? On my first attack, I can do a thing every first attack. Divine Strike.
Sure.
Add another D8 of radiant.
Sweet.
So another 8 radiant damage.
Okay.
So 14 total.
So that definitely hits, and your radiant strike, comes down on them, kind of singes the skin slightly in the brightness of that attack. But they're still standing.
Yep. And then man, it's been so long. Go through read.
All right.
What does this do?
So I'm over here like,
Yeah,
okay.
spend your off turns reading through your abilities. And
I
spells,
have
guys.
been. I'm gonna go ahead and cast this bonus action Spirit Weapon, and do
Summon.
my custom one.
This is a little bit of a homebrew spiritual weapon. It's a shield.
Shield.
It's
So
it's a shield.
AC thing, and not
Yep.
a
It has
attack thing.
40 HP, 13 AC, and it has it can use its reaction to intercept and basically do the same thing that like a pariah shield does.
Which
But it
you
can
also
attack.
have.
It's
which else?
the mobile pariah shield.
Yeah.
Aander kind of sees Durgan land a blow and be like, "That's right, you're not a pacifist any longer. I forgot. Well struck."
That was like 6 years ago.
Where have you been? All right.
Working, I
like
hope.
most of my characters, I have an 8 intelligence. What can I say?
Yeah. And you forget people's names.
That's it.
All right, Aander, you're up.
All right. And so while actually right after he says that, he's like, "Duck!" to Durgan, and he's
I barely
gonna,
have to. You're really tall. I just kind of like
You turtle
raise.
into
I
your shell.
just raise my like pauldrons up a little bit.
And yeah, because I have a 10-foot reach with my glaive, I'm gonna take a
help
swing
action
at
and my
her.
shiny
which
head.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Again, recklessly.
Perfect.
And that is a... Let's see. Sorry.
New characters. Wait, old characters.
New old characters.
New old
Forgive
characters.
me, Cory. That's a 21 to hit.
Hits.
Thank you. For... Don't add rage damage this time. 22 damage.
Okay, so you just cleave that one.
Yeah, I'm like, duck, and just like decapitate. Okay, and then he's actually going to look at this guy and be like, "Great idea, Sarge!" Rah! And like lower his shoulder and try to shove
Oh,
Okay.
this guy. So it's
shove rolls.
it's an
a
athletics check
versus
their athletics or acrobatics. They get to
And
choose.
this is on number 4.
Yes.
he just ducks out of the way and Andrew goes off the
Wrong lever.
So I'm gonna do athletics.
He is Kronk. Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So that was a 20.
They roll an 8. So you just like hook them off the side, and you just see
But you do say, "Where's Anye?"
Where's Anye? Oh crap!
them
He might have
fall,
known.
just endlessly falling.
I've been falling
I'm like,
for 13
this is-
minutes.
Keep falling and keep falling. No splash sound. No hit the ground sound.
And okay, so
Four's gone.
as a reminder, we're just told that you can take the shove action as one of your attacks if you have multiple attacks.
Right, so you still
I
have
made one
an
attack,
and your
two
bonus action.
attacks.
So
Now I've got a
bonus
third
action.
attack and a bonus action.
Right.
And I'm actually going to... Well, you tell me. I mean, I don't know if this would work. I would like to potentially grapple this guy, and you can drag them when you grapple at half your move speed.
Sure.
So I guess I'm wondering if I can basically do the same thing and like grapple him and like move him
speed
over to where
In place of your...
and let go.
Next
My
attacks.
third attack.
Yeah.
And then with the fourth attack, try and
Just
shove
shove
him off.
I would get a... Well, no, because my bonus action wouldn't count. So
Oh,
I only
so you
have
have to
one
use-
more
you have to
attack
use your
and then
attack.
a bonus
Yeah,
action.
Okay.
Okay.
But you can let go of a grapple
Sure. whatever
anytime
you
as
want,
like a free action.
On number 3, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna
So
try
this
and
is a
grapple.
strength
Number
for
2
strength
is
check.
like roll backwards.
Strength for strength. This is
No, it's the same thing. It's
Same thing,
it's
okay.
it's my athletics versus their athletics or acrobatics, their preference.
This is the
I'm
Aander
gonna try to grapple. Same thing. I got a 20.
They get a 13. So you
Okay.
grapple them.
I grapple him, and then so yeah, I'm just like, that seemed to work well. Come here, and I just drag him over and like hold him like over the edge and just let go.
How far can you drag him?
Half my move speed,
Half your movement.
so
Okay,
15
yeah.
feet.
Sorry, you'd probably be right on the edge.
Yeah, so I'd
Right.
take him up to the edge and then just let go.
As you do that, 2 is actually going to take an opportunity attack against you as you move out of
Sure,
its space.
sure.
Hang on. They're gonna come back. They're like the Dr. Claw.
Yeah.
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
Tight here.
An even deeper voice.
Yeah. Right.
I like these bridges. Very effective.
Aander, not so close to the edge.
That's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
And it's a shove
So
attack.
that's
Wait, what?
gonna
I'm worried.
That's going to be a 17 damage, but I'll let you decide if you want to take the
Oh.
damage or drop the grapple.
The shield
Okay.
moves in a way, uses its
Perfect.
reaction.
So
Okay.
that will slash against the shield.
Awesome.
So it takes the full damage.
So it takes
right?
17. Yep.
17 damage.
So yeah, I'll let him go,
Dice.
and then for my bonus action, I'll turn and look back at the guy that slashed at me, and be like, I could have sworn I felt a tickle there. Thanks, Big G, and try and with the butt.
Is he? Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
This is the Aander's hallway scene.
Totally.
And that was a 17 to hit.
That will miss.
Dang it. Okay. And that's my turn.
Zef!
Dang it! I only took out 3 of them.
Oh, darn.
Oh, dang.
Forgot to take the Aander into account.
Yes.
It's true.
That was awesome.
I am going to.
Now you know what it's like when you killed that half dragon in one turn. Now that you felt my pain, the healing can
You know what?
begin.
It was really cool, though, so, like,
Yep.
I'm okay with it.
Uh-huh.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
And chances are, if you would have hit them, you probably would have splattered them anyway, so it's like, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all. It was also very similar with the big dragon when.
Oh yeah.
Dragon didn't do much. So, I'm going to go ahead and cast Eldritch Blast. So I'll kind of hold my hand out and kind of concentrate for a moment, and it'll be a black and purplish energy. I'm just going to shoot at him, hitting him.
Okay.
You couldn't do that before.
That's a natural 20.
Ooh, crit. Okay, so normal crit rules.
Normal crit
in
rules,
one
not
shot.
buffed crit rules.
Because that was the old campaign way, so we're going to stick to it.
Roll twice.
I assume
Just roll
at
twice.
29 will hit. So, the next
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So that's 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to be 10 force damage, I think is what it is.
Okay. On a crit, was that rolling the dice twice?
That's rolling the dice twice.
Okay.
So let's make sure it's one
Seems
action.
low for him.
Oh wait, hold on.
It does,
That's 3
'cause-
beams. I
Three-
forgot
okay,
there was
so
3 beams.
that's the
not
first
just one.
beam.
That was the first
Okay,
beam.
okay, I was going to say, this seems really low.
Yeah. So it's first beam. Second beam is a 5 plus 9, 14.
That misses.
I miss.
Oh,
I
sorry,
assume that misses.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 16, 26 for the second one.
Yeah, that hits.
Or the third one. And then that will be an additional 4 damage.
Okay.
As all 3 of them just kind of streak out and hits him.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, those beams definitely kind of, as it reacts to getting smashed with one that
Yeah.
just
Just hear like the
eldritch
caw of
energy.
a raven as it hits.
What What happened to you?
You
You
find
used to be cool.
Well, I can't blow all my big spells on just one guy. I mean, Anders obviously got it under control.
Hold that thought. This guy's gonna misty step behind you.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, no. Sorry, that's not gonna happen. Turgan is gonna take a turn because that guy doesn't come up yet. Turgan, it is your turn.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Did you take your turn?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You summoned it. Yeah. I can't believe it's my turn again.
You threw the other guys off the thing, so it is your turn. Back to your turn.
All right, well, let's just take the pair of attacks with the crossbow. Now, I do have the crossbow expert, so I don't have to worry about loading.
Right, exactly.
First attack is an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
You right if I roll both of them?
Yes, go for it.
Second one is higher. 19.
Okay, they both hit.
Okay, so that's 2d2. Nope. Ooh, a 1 and a 2. Then I don't see if either. I did roll 1-4, so it's going to be +8 on the damage.
Awesome. And you have it on lightning right now?
Yes. No, cold.
Cold.
15 damage total, 8 of it cold.
Okay. Okay.
Just a couple quick shots. And then I'm just going to step up next to Durgan. Because that gives you a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
For every 2 people, I get an extra.
Perfect.
You just love your pariah shield.
Yeah. It's just. I think it's the best shield in the game.
I actually would agree with that.
Sweet 24 AC.
Okay. Durgan, it is your turn.
All right. So I have a cantrip called Word of Radiance, and this is range 5 feet. Is that melee?
It's creatures within 5 feet. Enemies within 5 feet.
So it's like a little burst around you.
Each creature of my choice.
Each choice.
It's a
Basically,
flashbang.
each square
I'm
next
just
to you.
what I'm trying to make sure is it's not a can cause a react or a.
It's a flashbang.
Oh no,
It's not casting a spell.
Yeah,
like a
that
ranged spell.
that doesn't.
Gotcha.
happen.
So I'm gonna do Word of Radiance. They must succeed on a con saving throw. 16.
Okay.
Or they take 3d6.
Can I shout back
Is there
to
some
Tristan and be like, "Do we need to take one of these guys alive to find out what their deal is?"
I don't think so. They're just raiding the highway.
All right.
Is there somatic?
Brigands.
Is there a somatic component for you have to like jazz hands to?
So they only get a 10.
Okay. So I just kind of bring my shield around and it just starts glowing and then it just pulses a big old thing of light. Sweet. 14 damage.
Okay.
Radiant damage.
Perfect.
And then
They definitely get hurt from that, kind of stumble a little bit.
yep. I think that is it.
Alright. Back on to Aander.
I will use my bonus action to
Okay.
move the shield right here.
He'll pull his glaive around and be like, "How do you want to go? Cut in half or over the side?"
I'll just scream at you.
In Gith.
I'll swing.
I mean, technically, the other two have Misty Step, don't they?
24.
Bonus action. That will hit.
Surprise!
This is
motherfucker.
reckless again, of course. That's a 26 damage.
Okay.
This is a 22 to hit
Hits.
for 19 damage.
Okay.
That's a 23 to hit
Hits.
for 20 damage. And then butt action is 23 to hit.
Okay, hits.
D4 for 19
I can
damage.
just see the soul draining from Dallin.
As usual.
Uno mas.
Every time. Okay.
You're like, I left one for you, Sarge.
Well, I mean, I already shot it, but Zef, you got it right.
Zef, you're up.
Right.
Oh, didn't it
It goes after you.
after me?
So, yeah.
That wasn't with your rage damage, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So if you can hit it, you can kill it.
Yeah.
So here we play the fun game of can you hit it?
That's the barbarian motto. If you can hit it, you can kill it.
Well,
Have
I
a
don't,
score.
I don't know. I kind of feel bad for like ganging up on him and all, but I'm gonna give him a chance.
They started it.
I'll hold my action.
You're gonna hold your action. Okay, it is their turn.
Are you holding or readying?
I'm just,
What are you holding your action
Bastard! I left one for you.
for?
I know over here, me and you. I'm gonna taunt him, but I know there's not a taunt action. That's just what I'm using my action to.
You just got your hand
what are you
out by
holding?
your side, you're like,
any particular trigger?
Nope.
Okay, you're just kind of foregoing.
I've got something else, and basically he's got his hand down here and he's gonna be snapping like this little, the flat fire that he was using earlier is just kind of like what's his name, Mustang style. It's kind of
Okay.
Okay, on its turn, it's going to Misty Step behind Trista, grab her, and leap off the edge.
Oh my gosh. Don't they have to make a contest?
Yeah, okay, fair. Yeah, let's have them roll against each other.
gonna jump off the edge, are we?
What were you holding your action for now? You can use it.
She rolled really bad.
He's supposed to hit
She only
me.
rolled a 4 and he rolled a 19, so that is... Nope, they're going over the edge.
I'm checking my reactions.
Yeah, I'm like, what can I do? What can I do?
Can I use a? That's not considered attack. I could use my cutting words on that, couldn't I, to reduce his roll?
Is it
My
only
8?
damage? Read me cutting words. I can't remember how that one works. I mean, there's a pretty huge disparity between their rolls,
Okay.
so I don't know how much it's going to help, but I mean, it's worth a shot. Let's see what does it say.
Wait. Is it within 30 feet of me? 5, 10,
Yes.
15, 20, 25, 30?
No.
She is.
He's 35.
Ends its turn.
So I have nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, and since it doesn't trigger opportunity attack,
Yeah, Misty Step.
I can't. I would normally be able to cast a spell, and I would do something like hold person or.
I'll dive. I'm gonna dive. I'm gonna dive off after him. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast that son of a bitch in the face, and then I'm gonna pull out my movable rod and go and grab her and just hang from it. Or no, I can't grab her. I'm gonna like hook my legs around her and just see if I can hang on.
Okay. So let's figure how this works. So his is going to take 6 seconds, and then you're going to go. So they're going to be 30 feet down. They're basically going to infinitely be 30 feet ahead of you, no matter what, because you're just falling.
I've got Misty Step too, but I can't.
You can do it. The problem is getting back up is going to be a difficult
We got
situation
ropes.
here. You're going to be 60 feet down if you Misty Step. Your ropes are 50 feet.
Are they? I thought they were. I thought they'd be 100.
It's usually 50 feet of hemp and rope is what you have.
Yeah, they're 50 feet. You can tie them together.
You can tie them
technically,
together, but that's going to take 6
that's a
seconds, which is going to
dangerous
push
process.
them.
Well, unless he uses the immovable rod, then he's
Correct.
just stuck in place.
Right.
Yeah.
Could I? So
You're supposed to attack me.
so
He's a yellow belly.
You were supposed to attack him.
yeah.
He's a yellow. I couldn't. There's a big tower shield in the way.
It's
see-through.
You can see right through it.
So I was mostly it was because you were talking about wanting to question him, find stuff out.
But she
Let me-
did say,
Tell me if
Don't worry about
you'd allow this.
Okay.
I don't trust her.
My
I trust
cloud
you.
rune says that when you or a creature that you can see within 30 feet, and she is within 30 feet of me, is hit by an attack, you can use your reaction to choose a different creature other than the attacker within 30 feet of you to become the target of the attack
I mean,
instead.
technically a
If he's
grapple.
grapple is an attack.
But that just
It's
means
not the
somebody
attack
else is
action.
going over the edge.
Yeah, so
Great. Somebody has Misty Step. And I would target him
So
for
just
giving
flip?
up the
Yeah.
for
flip?
giving up the chance to kill him when he could have.
okay.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I'll allow it. Let's
Yes.
see what happens.
So he thinks he's grappling him, and all of a sudden he's like, "What?" and jumps, and he's like, "Wait a second, I got the wrong one."
Now listen here, kissy face. I don't really like much of this, and I'm gonna Misty Step back up.
Then you can Misty Step out of a grapple.
Out of the grapple. Yeah. Okay. He
That
falls-
was a cheap trick. You
He
son-
falls infinitely as Trista breathes a sigh of relief, but also like
I know you
Panic.
did something.
Yeah.
I felt it in my bones.
Turgan is going to walk,
Damn right I did,
walk up
bastard.
to Zef and
left
punch
you
him in the gut. Just like full on punch him in the gut. So he
Down,
doubles
down.
over and I'll grab your collar and I'll be like, finish the job next time.
Well, you wanted to be able to talk to him. I don't take her orders. I take the orders from you. You didn't say nothing.
I don't know which one of you saved me, but thank you.
I won't say anything.
I will give you inspiration for being super creative and breaking my encounter. But This has been accounted for. I figured you guys would do something crazy. Okay.
I know you've got more
I was
to
just
score
wa-
for us.
I
This
was
is a warm-up.
I was just wanting
This
to.
is like the counter spell that was trying to get rid of the teleport.
But this time it worked.
This
And
time it
honestly,
worked.
this whole campaign continued to go because your counterspell failed. If it would have succeeded, we would have only had one episode.
Yeah.
So we can throw it all down.
I was hoping he'd hit me, and I was gonna hellish rebuke him, and then give him his fireball back. But
Okay. It seems like everything
Would've been
is
really
take the
cool.
bait. He didn't take the bait.
I know.
after the battle. No more rips and tears aside for the normal orbs floating from side to side.
How's everybody feeling?
Fine.
I feel good.
It's been a minute since I've done battle. I'm a little rusty. And little
Well,
beat-
except the 3 dead people
little-
off the edge.
a little
next to you.
And endlessly falling. They're teeny little dots right now.
I could still
Just-
see him.
Rusty, eh?
I could use a patch job if you've got the resources.
Give me a perception check.
Me?
Yeah.
Everyone?
Yeah, if you're looking over the edge, Adam. Anyone looking over the edge?
Yeah.
I would do
Perception check. Okay.
16?
31.
Okay, you notice this as there's this tiny minuscule dot. Enough time has passed that they've kind of refreshed, and you see a portal open, and they fall through somewhere. So, dead, maybe. Probably not. They're
You have to
good.
look out for Nemesis.
If you know
It depends
anything
on-
about them,
It depends on
they're
if
planar
momentum
and
is
weird
carried.
and
Yeah, I mean, you have to think out of character. Like, if he grabbed her and jumped off, like, probably wasn't committing suicide,
No.
right?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and cast
The
Cure
Nemesis
Wounds
system is-
for you.
Sure.
Did you want to use your bard inspiration?
Yeah, I'll still.
your cure wounds do something special because you're a life cleric.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Healing
heals
spells.
extra.
Extra
And
4 or
Mine
5 or
2
something
plus
like
the spell
When-
level?
Yeah.
when you cast
Yeah,
yours,
it is additional HP equal to 2 plus the spell's level. So that'd be 3. And then I get
3 as well.
healing as well.
plus an
Yeah,
additional
I think it's
D8 for the inspiration I gave you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that'll be 2d8 total.
that. Awesome. Well done, everyone.
Hmm.
Combat
So that is
pretty good.
Alrighty.
Knocking off the rust off these character sheets.
We did switch to the battle camp for that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Full time.
I forgot
that's-
to check.
16 plus 3, 19, and then I get 3 back.
Counterspell. That's good.
And then
That
you know,
counterspell was pretty awesome.
That was.
Now,
Saved a lot of damage.
yeah, that was good. Now, Trista, they seem to be coming after you specifically there. A little bit more than raiders.
Yeah, I think these were the guys who I ran away from before. I think they just
That
unfinished
company.
business.
I want to
Right.
insight check him. I want to insight
Sure.
check her to see
Sorry,
if she's.
what-
That company that you worked for?
No, these. Well, maybe. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen Gith and Notchers before.
Yeah.
So you asked for an insight check, right?
Uh huh.
Yes.
I rolled a 4, and I only have a +4 to my insight check, so 8.
Totally believe every word from him.
I mean, I'm still. I don't know that I don't get any air of like whatever, but I still don't trust her. I just have a thing for.
Why were they
Things
after
happen.
you? And why would they try to jump off the edge with you?
I assume to take me somewhere.
Yeah, that
The-
looks like they used a portal down there, for what I saw.
You mean I didn't kill them?
No.
Damn it.
Hopefully they don't. Come
it's
back.
the thought that counts.
Guess you are getting a little rusty there, sitting behind a desk too often.
That's right.
I wasn't going to say anything, but you are packing on a few extra pounds.
It's all muscle.
That's right. I keep my muscle here.
I'm like Fat Thor. No.
Okay, so you continue on the path. Eventually, you'll get to a pedestal where she kind of stops. That same golden fruit bat symbol's etched kind of on the side of this.
Okay. 2 questions.
Yes.
How long is it, and does that count as a short rest?
Yes, it can be a short rest.
Okay.
Yay.
I don't know, an hour, 2 hours. Long enough for a short rest and a little more.
I will go ahead and recover a hit die, and then everybody gets an extra d6 on any hit die that they want to.
Sweet.
Per hit die.
Song of Rest.
I think it's just
Does
a
that
1d6.
stack?
No.
I don't think Song of Rest stacks.
I don't think any spells.
No.
Yeah, if you it's just when you spend 1 or more hit dice, each of those creatures regains an additional 1d6 hit points. So I think it's just an additional amount.
Well, what I'm saying is that we both have Song of Rest.
Yeah.
And if we're
Hit
both
die.
playing, effect would only happen once.
They will be discordant of each other and cancel
Yeah,
out.
just an extra.
No, we lost our song of rest.
So I gained an extra 6.
It's like playing hip hop and K-pop. They're similar, but they just don't vibe right.
I actually
Country and
gained-
bluegrass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mine isn't really like singing or playing. I just kind of like start as we're walking. I just start telling like a random story. This reminds me of the time that we went down to Candlekeep. Do you remember when that fire drake was down there and he started blasting the sand? And
I do.
it made that like, a nice glass area.
I wrote all that down. I took it to them, and they just told me it wasn't impressive enough to get inside.
What? Not
Yep.
impressive. What does it take to impress those stuffy mages?
I don't know. They're pretty high-minded themselves, but we'll get in there sometime.
Mages are not stuffy. I beg to differ.
These ones might be.
Have you been to Candlekeep before?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a giant library, basically.
I've been to laboratory, maybe? I don't know.
No.
Haven't been there. Somewhere similar, probably.
Laboratory.
Anyways, we're here, and she'll kind of come up to the pillar. Runestone. You need to put it right here, and there's a little carved out divot for it.
That's
Similar.
the pebble in the haystack.
I will place it in there. I have to use a command
so-
word.
No. There's kind of like lines etched around the stone, and give me an investigation check.
I'll give myself guidance. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
22.
Okay, so you notice the lines on the rune stone and the lines kind of around the edge of the space where it would
Have
go
to line
need
up.
to line up. Yeah, so you'll place it in and kind of turn it. It locks in place. It will
Lock that shit
glow,
right.
and then some glowing like buttons almost like appear below, like 3. So there's a center and a left and right. That's what you see.
I'll ask her, what does this mean?
She'll hover her hand over one, and kind of like a mirror image, not a mirror image, but like a faded
Like a
holographic image of on the left side will be like a rooftop, and then kind of the sea out in the distance, and then as far as you can see, then just mist. And then the second one is some cobbled streets in like an alleyway. And then she'll hover her hand over the third one, and it looks like maybe like a storeroom. There's like barrels and boxes. She said, "These are the places that we can jump to in Natchez. Your choice."
And are they all within range of Anye? Or in the same
We can
city?
all. They're all about equal distance from the harbor.
Dealer's choice?
alleyway.
Sure, alleyway it is. I'll push the middle one.
Okay, and that image will solidify and just rip open a space. And she'll say, "Before we jump through, as soon as we land, run like hell," and then she'll jump through.
We're not made for running.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Got it. I thought you guys were natural born sprinters. You'll be fine.
As you're 4 last. You're
1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4.
As you jump through, the stone rips from the thing and follows you through. You're able to get through, but it follows behind you and flies
Wait,
into your
guys!
hand. As it
would've
locks
been nice
you,
to
the
know.
portal slams shut behind you. You're able to get through.
Nice.
Next time you're 4. I say as we're running because I'm not like she says to run.
Yeah. As soon as you hit the ground, we'll go to this page. The world reorients again, and you flip upside down. Everybody roll Dex save for me here. Actually, let's say you can do athletics or acrobatics here, whatever works
Okay,
better for you.
good, because my deck saves are not.
It's not really a save;
Point
it's a
tonight.
check. So
18.
Yeah.
20,
Okay, good.
25.
16.
Good. Good.
14.
You slip and fall.
Okay.
As everybody takes off running.
I will turn back to
Okay. You land in an alleyway between 2 dilapidated buildings. The dark cobblestone streets are cool to the touch, as Zef knows firsthand. A light mist hangs in the air, illuminated by burning corner lanterns at the end of the alleyway. The sky is darkened with a black plume of clouds. The city looms large to the east, seemingly climbing on top of itself as each building behind is larger and larger scaling up the side of a mountain. It seems to get gaudier as it rises to the peak. Several hundred feet above the mountain peak, barely visible through the dark plume of clouds, is some sort of floating structure, like a castle or a keep.
Okay.
At the top of the peak,
At the top of the peak, floating several
Above
hundred
it.
feet above it, just barely visible in the clouds. As you hit the ground, the sound of an alarm echoes down the alley across the street, and you can hear the sounds of boots stomping on cobblestones. Go ahead and make perception checks.
19.
13.
24.
Good.
That's gonna be
It's one
21.
of my expertise.
Okay, so you three notice instantly that this alarm is coming from a gargoyle kind of perched on the edge of the building in the corner of the alley,
Okay.
and it's just
Just shrieking.
Like, and it's an actual gargoyle.
It's
Like a
stone
stone.
gargoyle, yeah, not like a living gargoyle creature, just like a stone part of the artwork.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
Can we see which way Tristana?
Trista?
Trista.
She's just right. When Turgan stopped, she kind of stopped seeing that he fell. So kind of all just in this like, should we run? Should we go? What's
Yeah.
going on?
28.
That will hit. What is the damage?
Damage is 18, with 8 of it being cold.
Okay.
Because I hit my.
So you shoot into it and it like chips off, but it's still alarming.
Okay.
Definitely did some damage to it, but it's still going.
I mean, I have technically a second
Yeah,
attack
go
when
for
I
it.
take the attack action,
Yeah.
so. But that one is a 13.
That one shoots wide. Just in this panic, you kind of
And it's
Should we go?
an
Should we-
object, not the creature.
right. It's just the stone architecture.
All right, keep going.
You'll be fine. Let's go.
Okay, go ahead and actually with Trista here, she's gonna run down towards the west, which seems to kind of continue sloping down and then eventually kind of flattens out towards like a harbor.
Yeah.
So she'll just start running that way.
Follow her. I'll follow her.
I'll follow as well.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Oh, thank God, it's downhill.
Because of that, you are able to run quickly. You kind of get out of the earshot of the alarm. As you finally kind of get away from that into a more calm spot, the ground levels out as you're entering towards the harbor district. She says, those gargoyles are alerted to any magical presence. Magic is illegal. The use of magic is illegal in Noxus. And they will detect.
And how long has Anye been here? Surely he's dying if he can't rely on all of his little bag of tricks.
Constantly on the run. We'll put it that way. Well, at least as long as I know.
Is this a recent thing, or is it always been the
It's
case?
been about 7 or 8 years this way.
And why?
Well, the king, Morrow, as he calls himself, kind of changed things around here. The government shifted. There's this group called the Arcanocratic Regency. They kind of control everything here. He's kind of turned power over them, and they aren't very nice to magic people.
What was that name again?
Arcanocratic.
Arcanocratic
I know, it's a mouthful. Regency.
Regency.
We just call them the Regency for short.
I'll call them the
Just do
Archon.
that. Yes, the Archon. They're everywhere, in every realm.
Yep.
He kind of turned over power to them, stepped aside. He's been up in Morrow's reach ever since. Just hold
That
up.
castle up there.
Yes.
And what does he have against magic?
I have no idea.
This must be a control thing.
I think so. Also, when that happened, this new fanatic group claiming him to be their god, they call themselves the Children of Morrow. They kind of, hand in hand, run things here with the Regency. So, best behavior, I guess. And she'll continue on.
Right. Did we lose them?
That shouldn't be hard.
No.
Oh.
No magic.
Oh.
Was that a lighter, or did you cast a spell?
Did you cast this? I mean,
Would it be prestidigitation?
Okay, the alarms start blaring again.
run!
These corners are these are on like every street corner.
Well, damn. All right, let's go.
Okay, just take off running. Give me investigation checks as you kind of are looking for a safe place to go.
Investigation. Let's see.
18. 3.
18.
18.
10.
10. Okay, so Turgan and Anye kind of head one way, and you guys
Aander.
both just...
Aander.
Aander head one way, and you guys kind of just follow them.
I was like, no, that's me. Oh wait, no.
No, it's not you. It is you, but it's not you. And you seem to be heading in the general direction, just running closer to the harbor. You know that along the way, Trista had told you that this Sea Queen was
There's
in the harbor.
Brazen Sea Queen, I would assume that's a harbor. Yeah.
So you kind of run that direction. As you kind of move towards the harbor district, the smell of fire becomes... you can kind of smell that. It's like hanging on the damp seaside air, mixes and mingles with salt and fish. They kind of blend, but they're still distinct. The harbor is eerily quiet. There are townsfolk out and about, unloading boats, gunning fish, normal harbor things. The bells aren't ringing, and all the ships are docked and their sails are tied to the mast. You can see a massive lighthouse off to the north, maybe 100, 200 foot lighthouse, but it's not lit, it's not active.
And it is nighttime, right?
You can't tell. It's
okay.
just
Just
really
clouds were
cloudy,
black.
really misty, black clouds, mist kind of hanging on the ground. You're not sure.
Is there no sun in this world?
Hasn't shown on us in a long time. A lot of the stuff that we do here puts out plumes of smoke. All of the blacksmithing and things that we're creating here. The industrial district kind of...
Is that
Damp
why you
down.
like so much of this science?
Well, it gets me in a lab and out of this crappy air.
I mean more that it's not magic.
I mean, in a way. Obviously, magic exists. They're trying to suppress it. Anyways, the Brazen Sea Queen is this way, and she'll
Lead on.
kind of lead you there. As you continue to move throughout the harbor, the smell of fire becomes more intense. Smoke isn't visible, but that might just be because the mist and the darkness, it's hard to see what
Do we end up in Barovia? We didn't know it.
No, we're in Utah, middle of the winter inversion.
You see, though, a faint orange glow. Embers dying on what was once a dockside building. You can hear kind of pops and groans of some unburnt timber continually, to burn.
The Brazen Sea Queen, I assume.
As you approach, yes, the only thing left standing is literally the doorway with its sign swaying, the Brazen Sea Queen. And to the left of that, this hastily crafted gallows, where you see the bodies of a man and a woman hanging with sacks over their head, swaying in the sea breeze. Signs hung from their bodies read, "Blasphemous Miscreant," and the other sign, "Treasonous Wretch."
I'm gonna go up to them.
What in the seven hells?
This is,
Is this what they do when someone uses magic?
This isn't magic. This is worse.
Is this the fanatics you talked about?
I would assume so.
I'm gonna pull the hood or the sack off of the male figure.
I'll lift you up so that you can reach.
Unrecognized.
I just go,
face,
Ender, stool.
Just kind of a nondescript man.
Okay, so I was just checking to see
a
if
little
it
bit
was...
of relief.
It
not
is
Anye.
recent. You can tell that.
I-
Doesn't look long dead. Like a day at most.
Help me with these. Help me get them down. And I'm gonna hold their legs.
Yeah, I'll cut
Colby
him.
up. Yeah, we cut them off.
And she's like, "Careful, we can't stay here too long."
I'm gonna-
And you notice the people, the townsfolk, kind of looking at you and down at their feet as they just continue
can't-
about their work.
I can't leave the dead like this.
I understand.
So I'm at least gonna get them down and try to find like some kind of a tarp or something that was maybe nearby, or like an
Sure.
old sail. Just kind of like maybe wrap the bodies up and then leave them. I'm
Yeah.
still gonna leave them on the dock because they don't have time to dig a grave or anything
There's
like that.
one pristine table in the inn, and you pulled the tablecloth off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. Whoever wants to kind of look around, you can.
I want to keep a lookout.
Same.
So,
Perception check for you.
I'm also going to be so
14.
How are ones handled on skills for you?
They're not crit fails,
Okay,
but it's
14.
not good. Okay, 14.
10.
21.
10, you said?
10 for investigation.
I mean, you can find some, like half-burnt things, but, like, it's enough to cover the bodies.
Yeah, and then once they're down, I'll just kneel down while you guys are doing what you're doing, and I'll just do I'll kind of actually hold the vial up and just kind of do a quick little prayer to Eldath for their souls, kind of thing.
Okay. You don't see anything. It doesn't appear... The only thing you see is the townsfolk kind of looking at you like, what the hell are you doing?
Go about your business.
Just, they keep moving
Move
on. What did you get?
That's right.
Perception.
My perception was...
Investigation.
That's right. Investigation. That is a 19.
Okay, and then...
Mine was a 14.
14. Okay, so with the 14, you uncover a Regency badge. I mean, it's a badge, and you can hold it to Tristan and be like, that's
Right.
the Regency. Identifying that, obviously, this was kind of their doing. You said a 20?
19.
19. Okay, with the 19, you actually find a vase inside of the building that kind of looks untouched. I mean, obviously heated and whatever from the fire, but kind of stands out that it's not burnt like everything else. Kind of.
I'll pick it up.
Inside, you notice some papers in there. The edge is kind of burnt, but rifle through those if you want. And with your check, I'll just say you do, as you're kind of flipping through, you do notice one that actually has Bronze Battalion like on there. So
The papers?
I mean, if I see it, I'm going to take it back to them because I can't. It's hard to handle one-handed. So I'm going to. Sarge found something.
I'll reach the papers and
I'm going to check it out.
I've uncovered some new information. If I'm right, I know what he is. They thought they killed him before, but I think they were mistaken. If I'm right, we'll need all the help we can get. I've sent her off to retrieve the Bronze Battalion. If anyone can turn the tide, it's them. You must trust me on this. I urge you to hold the faith longer. Azeran. Aezoran.
she'll be like, oh, Azer.
Azeran?
Yeah. Okay.
I've seen them in action. I know what they can do. I know you doubt such few people can change our fate, but I believe even one soul can change fate and the outcome of life. Trust me, I know this firsthand. Well, it's clearly Anye's writing.
Who's this Azeran?
Azeron, I've only met him the one time. He was with Anye. He's kind of not a very nice person, but Anye seemed to trust him. Kind of the second in command to Anye.
Command of what?
Oh, man, there's so much. There's a rebellion against this. Anye
Leave it to Anye to spring up a
Sounds-
rebellion.
That tracks.
Probably, not using magic set him off. But Azeron was his kind of close confidant, I guess, and they kind of sprung this thing up together. Started out kind of quiet, back rooms and taverns, but eventually it reached the ears of the Arcanocratic Regency, the Children of Morrow, and things kind of intensified. And it started out as, kind of just robbery here and there, but it started turning into, bloodshed in the streets. But there's far more loyalists than there are rebels, and
Yeah, I've been noticing we've been getting a few stares. We might want to move along.
Who do you think, if Anye wrote this, who do you think he was talking about when he said they thought they killed him before?
I have no idea.
How long has it been since you said they seen this king? God King?
Well, I mean, he shows his face every once in a while, but not really.
He just comes out onto the balcony and dangles a kid off and then goes back
Yeah.
inside.
Occasionally we'll pull someone into the city square, do an execution here or there.
Showing your age there, man.
So, if this letter was written for Azeron, where do you think he is now?
Well, I would say here, but obviously, there's a couple other places they would frequent, but it's hard to know if they're safe. Like I said, I've been gone 3 weeks looking for you. It seems a lot has changed. We could try the Stowaway Inn. I've seen him there before.
If that's our best lead. What do you think, Sarge?
That sounds right to me. Lead on, lead on, lead on, lead on.
Next time on the Bronze Battalion.
We're looking for an Azaran, old friend of ours. Well,
I'm assuming you're the Bronze Battalion, then.
We're getting Anye. Tell us how to get there.
Too late, I'm afraid.
all right, well, Anye is alive. He's slated for execution
Good to hear.
today. That's not good to hear.
No magic users here. Just taking a stroll.
And or no.
I don't think I'm gonna make it unless I roll a crit. It's a luck point.
And hope for a crit?
Anye Dark Tongue, I was just like, oh.
No, I would have rolled an 8.
The Bronze Battalion doesn't recognize the rule of a tyrant. And then I'm going to pull the crossbow off and I say, die!
One of them smashes into the side of the building and just sends rubble spraying over everyone.
Okay.
Casualties like crazy.
So whoops.